Hello and welcome to Photoshop. We are going to jump right into Learning Plan 1, and that is on your left-hand side. You've probably already found that if you found this video. Just a note that if my screen looks different than yours, don't be alarmed. You can see all these are turned off. When I do turn on this Learning Plan 1, you will be able to see it. Because all of these are turned off, in my teacher view, I'm seeing them, but you are not. So don't be alarmed. The only thing you should see is Learning Plan 1. All right, once we get into here, we have a folder at the top called the Resources for Learning Plan 1. So this is the stuff that you need. So let's take a peek inside here. And the first thing that we're going to see is a handout. And this is a PDF from the book. And I think it's something that you should have, and if you're someone who likes to print things out and have them in front of you, it is fairly big, 28 pages, but you could also always print back to back or 2 or 4 on a sheet. The important parts about this is that at the beginning of each chapter, we have a keyboard shortcut page. I'm going to be walking through these as we work. And it's important that you start using shortcuts because it makes you more efficient in your work process. And granted, you're not going to memorize all of these. Some of them are just going to be second nature very quickly. Something that's going to be second nature, for example, is Control or Command S for save. On a Mac, which I use and which we will have in the Mac Lab, Command is what we use. On a PC, it is Control. So they always have the Windows and the Mac. Every time that I say the word command, if you're at home on a Mac or on a PC, just know that I'm talking about the Control button for you. So saving, that's something we do in all of our software like Word or Excel. Zoom in is Command or Control and then the plus sign up in your numbers row. And zoom out is the minus sign. So things like this I'm just going to always be saying. Also on this page you'll find out what the overview is of the chapter, some things that we hope to learn, the objectives, and the assignments. I'm not necessarily giving all of these, so just know that this is a reference. So in chapter 1, there's some review questions. I don't intend to be assigning them, but they do exist. And then there are how the points add up for a certain piece of homework. So for this week, we're going to be working in Adobe Bridge, and I'm going to have you provide screenshots for each of these topics proving that you did what was asked, and you can see that they're each worth 2 points, which gives you a total of 12 points for this piece of homework. 10 for the review, but we're just going to do the 12 down here. And then we go on and it has chapter 2 and how you earn your points there. So this is a very helpful handout to have or to reference. The book files, I'm actually going to jump back to Learning Plan 1 because I have a little note here about how to get your book files. And this book's series is called Speaking Photoshop CC. And the website is speakingphotoshop.com. I'm all the way to the files page here, but oops, if you delete that and just do the main domain name, this is what you'll get. So this is where you can read about the author, an overview, purchase the book, I mentioned that in earlier messages, and the chapter files, which is that direct link that I originally gave you. So what you can do is you can either go ahead and download these all to your computer, to a jump drive, whatever you want to do, or you can grab them week by week. That's entirely up to you. So please note that when it says textbook and workbook, you might have to grab both. In other words, the pictures that you need to work through the textbook are located right here, and the pictures that you need to do the workbook, which is the homework, are right here. So there's 2 separate files you'll need to download. I've already grabbed chapter 1 and I have that in Learning Plan 1 in the resource folder. So chapter 1 book files. So all you need to do is click on it, and depending on if you have a Mac or a PC, you'll see the download and where it's going. So I have it down here at my lower left, chapter 1 files, 4.7 megs, and it is a zipped file. On a Mac, all you have to do is click on the zip file, or perhaps double click, and it will automatically unzip for you. On a PC, you do have to highlight it and tell it to unzip, uncompress, check out, unpack, some sort of word like that. So here in my downloads folder is the zip file of chapter 1. And then because Macs automatically unzip it, I see just a regular folder sitting here with chapter 1. And if I look inside, we have several pictures. And these are the pictures that the book works with in the bridge exercise. This is also what you're going to be doing your bridge homework with. And in a rare twist, the actual chapter in the textbook walks you through everything and tells you what to do and how to do it. Normally we practice in the textbook with one picture, and in your homework you're doing it on your own with a completely different picture. So when I give you the lecture today about how bridge is used, we're actually not going to use this because this is your homework. So come back to Blacktop, and then you can see you kind of have the breadcrumb trail right here. So we just want to back up a step to the LP1 Resources. And I have a separate download called Pictures or Pics for Bridge. And you should click on that and go ahead and download that one as well. That's going to be 5.7 megs. And again, it is a zipped or compressed file. So if you're on a PC, you do need to unzip or decompress. I'll switch to my PC and do a separate video on that in just a moment, and I'll include that in Blackboard in the learning plan as well. So here is the Pics for Bridge, and what I've included in that folder, just open that up, are a bunch of random photos, and these are the ones I'm going to use in my lecture today, telling you and showing you how bridge works. So we'll practice with these images, and then you'll use the other ones, the textbook photos, for your actual homework, and all the directions will be in your textbook. All right, coming back to our resource folder, we also have some information on LinkedIn, and I'm going to get to that in a separate video next.